Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for joining the shift. As you mentioned, congratulations on being inducted in the Boys and Girls Club Hall of Fame. I know that I'll be inducted alongside you, but I don't know if you feel this too. It's those accolades and those moments that mean the most to me, because community is everything.
Yeah, it's special. Mm, it's been really cool for me because I've been able to give back to the Boys and Girls Club over the course of my career, and knowing how much time I spent there as a kid, and um, just how much that helped our family. Me having somewhere to go after school, to be able to have a platform to give back, and then to be recognized for that, and be up there alongside people like yourself. It's going to be really cool.
Okay, tell me about like your first BGC days. How old were you when you first started going, and what do you think was probably your fondest memory?
Yeah, so I went to the Boys and Girls Club in Renfrew. That was a community in Calgary, and so I think I was about 7, maybe 6, and then I went there until about 12 years old. And the most fond memories I have are them taking us to Calgary Flames events, and they would have a pretty good connection, and they would get us to do things that we might not be normally able to do. And I was a huge Flames fan, and I think that's kind of where it all started. From there, every summer when school was out, we bike rided around Calgary. We probably, there were some days where we probably biked 20 kilometers. It was a lot of fun as an active kid. Those are some of my best memories of being at the Boys and Girls Club, was just coming home absolutely exhausted from bike riding around the city, and being able to do that while my parents worked.
And the thing on my end, because I went to West Scarborough Boys and Girls Club here in Toronto, we would just play basketball, and that was when hockey was king, as you know, in the city. But there were a lot of us that couldn't maybe afford to play, but we had this opportunity and this home to just continuously play. We almost got like banned at one point because we kept asking to play basketball, so that
Yeah.
got put on the shelf a little bit more. But can you talk to me about just being exposed to the Flames at just such a young age and realizing that, hey, you could step on the ice too in a professional capacity, and you were able to?
Yeah, for sure. Just having that access, and like you said, you guys played a lot of basketball. We played a ton of floor hockey and roller hockey in this. It seemed like a big gym when I look back now, but I'm sure if I went there today, it'd be super small. And we played a ton of sports, and I think that's the biggest thing. Was I was so active being at the Boys and Girls Club, and being a kid that just wanted to play sports all the time. That's huge for my development, for skill development, for meeting people, for learning how to play with other kids. That's just a huge part of growing up, and having that access to the Calgary Flames, the Stampeders back then, was really cool.
Were you able to meet anyone? Like someone that came in to talk to us was Jamal McGlure, who of course played for the Raptors. Then he was a coach with the Raptors when I started to be a sideline reporter for the team. So it kind of tripped him out because, like, dang, I'm old. Was there someone that you're able to meet when you went to BGC?
No, I don't remember anyone specifically coming in and talking to us, but I do remember going to a Calgary Flames morning skate, and just having that behind the scenes access, and kind of realizing like, wow, this is pretty cool. This is what I want to do. I bet you I was like 8 or 9 years old. But no, so I don't remember anyone specifically speaking, but being able to do things like that, during the school year was pretty cool.
When you look back on your career and basically the stops that you've been able to make, how much of that do you attribute to the development that you've had being a part of community so young and with the sports development as well?
I mean, a ton. Just knowing, I didn't. Obviously, my parents both worked, and we did okay, but I had to go to the Boys and Girls Club just so that they could keep working, they could pay for my hockey and all that. So I just have an appreciation for how lucky I was, that the Boys and Girls Club was there, that I was able to play hockey at the highest level as a kid, and being at the Boys and Girls Club, there were some kids that weren't that fortunate, right? Obviously, and that's an important lesson as a kid, is to know that people aren't always in the same position as you are. And I think, just seeing that at a young age is very important.
You know, we get figurines. Did they tell you that we get figurines?
I have no idea what we get. I don't know.
Apparently, we have to go somewhere and get like miniature figurines made up of ourselves. So you
Oh,
have to figure
wow.
out what your look. No, you got to figure out what your look is going to be. Are you going to be wearing a jersey? Like, what's the if you could have a little mini Taylor Hall, what would you make sure they get right first and foremost? Because mine is like my hair. Like, you cannot mess it up. I'll be so upset.
Oh man, they just always make my lips way too big, especially like on the NHL video games when they like the guys, just the lips are way too big. So I'll make sure that they're dialed in on that.
Question for me for the kids that are going to be in attendance, but also the kids that you have impacted over your career. What's one thing that you would like them to know about just where they can take their future?
Yeah, which is it's going to be really cool because I didn't go to the Boys and Girls Club in Kingston, but
Me neither.
I I kind of grew up there, and I was able to hold a charity event every summer for about 6 summers where all the money went to that Boys and Girls Club. So I went there, I saw the kids, and if anything, I'm able to tell them like I was at the Boys and Girls Club, I did this, and this is where I ended up, and now I have a platform to give back. So I'm really proud of that. I'll have my mom there, and I'm sure she'll be proud of that as well. And just I guess the lesson I would want to say to them is that if you are lucky enough to be in a position to give back, make sure you do.
That's amazing. Taylor, congratulations. I cannot wait to see you soon.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll see you soon, and congrats to you as well.